You know what to do with your life. Maybe it's starting that one business. Maybe you saw painting and you thought, I can do something similar. After watching so many motivational videos, reading so many books on your passion that you're pursuing, you feel as if you're ready. Except you don't. All that motivation and excitement disappears, and instead you feel like you've got flattened with the chest of laziness. You start saying things like, if only I wasn't lazy, I could accomplish everything I wanted to. But you're wrong. But how do I know that? Because I used to have that same mindset and do the exact same thing. For me, it was starting a business. It was near the start of COVID, and I thought I could become an entrepreneur and start something. So I got a bunch of books, read some of them, but instead I kind of sat in bed all day, browsing through my phone, watching YouTube videos, and it just never really took off. I finally realized it wasn't my laziness that was affecting it, it was something much, much larger. I'm going to explain why. Being ambitious and being lazy combined don't make sense, what's actually holding you back from being productive, and what you can do to change it. First, we need to define what does being ambitious and what does being lazy actually mean. On Google, it is defined as a strong desire to do something even in the face of hard work, whereas laziness is described as unwilling to work or use energy. As you can see, these definitions are polar opposites. So how can you possibly be both? The real answer is, you can't. So what actually is it then? The main reason is because you are afraid. Afraid of what, you may ask? Afraid of pretty much everything. You might be afraid of failing, losing money, being a waste of time, being judged, and just so much more things you could possibly be afraid of. You feel as if your ambition is not worth doing because of all those negative things. Our brains are hardwired into a mental pros and cons list, which make us decide and have a factor in every single decision we make. It could be you trying to decide if you want to buy something or not. It could be whether you should go out to eat. It could be deciding what to do in your free time. But these fears are all normal. Any human, regardless of how successful they are, has fears. But how did those people overcome those fears? I personally know a good amount of successful people, so I decided to go ask them. And this is what I concluded. The main difference between people like me and them is that they have bigger fears that render ours very, very minor. You may be asking, hey, but my fears are pretty big too. How can theirs be bigger? Let me give you some of their examples that they gave me. A fear of regret, a fear of not being loved, a fear of poverty or being homeless, a fear of not being able to feed their family, a fear of not being free, and there were much, much more that they listed as well. And to be honest, they are more important. Being more worried about how you look to others, rather than making the most out of your life, does not make any logical sense. Now that we've established that the second set of fears is far more scary than the first, keep watching and I'll tell you how you can overcome those fears. So the big question of the video is, how do you become a man or woman that has ambition and overcome those fears to accomplish your goals? First, you need to surpass the first stage of obstacles. You may have seen this coming, but first write down all your fears in a journal in regards to your ambition. And be honest with yourself. You're not going to be judged, no one's going to make fun of you, it's just you and the journal. Next, create a list of things that you are afraid of happening if you don't do that thing. Now for all these points, rank them on a scale from 1 to 10 on how fearful are they, from 1 being the least fearful and the second being I'm gonna cry myself to sleep at night. Does this work? I have no idea. But what I do know is that you'll get a good understanding of what will happen if you do or do not pursue that fear. Like I said before, you make a pros and cons list. Now you may be thinking, I'm lazy. Why would I write in a journal my fears? I know, and I got you guys as well. I want you actually lazy people to close your eyes. Now imagine this. Picture yourself on your deathbed. Which set of fears are you going to think about? The stuff that kept you in your comfort zone, or the stuff that made you work hard with some struggle, but eventually gave you what you wanted? If you want anything to happen in your life, you have to act on it. Action is key. The difference between successful and unsuccessful people is the quality of their actions and how often they do them. So how do you do that? So the problem with coming up with one solution to this problem is everyone is different. Not everyone's going to have the same solution. So some people might do better with a certain solution, and some people it may not work at all. So I'll tell you what worked for me. Every day I write in a journal of what I'm afraid of happening if I don't pursue my goal. You can write it in a sticky note and put it on your wall, your desk. You can put it as a wallpaper on your phone, anything to remind you of what would happen. Now, I know you people out there may be thinking, you should not be motivated by fear. And sure, that's fine. Go and watch the motivational videos you were watching before, and let's see where that gets you. There's a quote. Fear of failure is at least as common as the desire for success. In fact, if harnessed properly, it can be the energy that drives the wheel. Let yourself know you will regret your life if you don't pursue this passion. Adopt the mindset of trying something for fun rather than you being forced to or because you need to. You can overcome that fear of being judged or that fear of failure, because realistically, no one can really judge you if you're just doing it for fun. So those fears are already gone. But you might be thinking, but I'm not a bitch. But you are. You're watching this video because you can't pursue your goals, you're struggling with it, and you need to find a solution. This is your solution. This is no motivational video, but a realistic video that should change your life for the better. Use it to your advantage rather than it negatively impacting your life. But always remember, start small. If you want to start working out, start by doing push-ups at your house for 2 weeks or so. Then go and buy a gym membership. If you want to lose your weight, start by tracking your calories for about a month or so. See what you're eating, what you're not eating. See if you're eating any unhealthy foods. After that, make that 6-month diet plan that you could do to lose weight. So the main thing I want you guys to get from this video is 2 things. Give yourself a good reason to pursue that passion. And number 2, face those fears and use it for motivation rather than it bringing you down. So I hope you guys take the advice I've given you and follow it, and hopefully you stop wasting your life. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. If you enjoy content like this, I'll keep making more of this kind of content, and I'll see you next time.